You knew him as the tough as nails Sergeant Carter, but what if the man who made America laugh was hiding a secret that killed him? This isn't just another Hollywood tragedy, it's a story of buried medical records, studio cover-ups, and a war hero who sacrificed everything for a role that consumed him. Shreveport, Louisiana, June 28, 1974. Backstage at the Strand Theatre, Frank Sutton clutched his chest. Seconds earlier, he'd been joking with stagehands. Now, gasping against his dressing room mirror, the 50-year-old collapsed, costume still hanging untouched. Paramedics arrived too late. Official cause, massive heart attack. But insiders whispered darker truths. Why did studios hide his deteriorating health for years? And why did Sutton himself ignore doctors' warnings until his final breath? T. Clarksville, Tennessee, 1923. Frank Sutton's childhood wasn't just poor, it was desperate. His father, a bankrupt farmer, shot himself in their barn when Frank was 8. The coroner ruled it plowing accident to spare shame. That trauma fueled Sutton's acting. On stage, I made fathers live, he'd confess decades later. Color blindness barred him from the Marines, but the Army took him. On Lady Beach, his unit was ambushed. Sutton dragged 3 wounded men to cover as bullets tore his helmet. His hands never stopped shaking after that, recalled Corporal Joe Petrovich. He'd light cigarettes with trembling fingers, laughing about Pacific breezes. Post-war Columbia University was a battleground too. Professors mocked his southern accent. They wanted Hamlet, not hillbillies, Sutton wrote. He worked nights unloading meat trucks, developing chronic back pain he hid with military posture. That pain, the first warning sign. By 1953, doctors found coronary artery damage, likely from wartime malnutrition. His response, feed me more rolls, not pills. CBS casting directors needed a drill sergeant who looked like he'd eaten barbed wire. Sutton arrived hungover from a bender, still wearing Army dog tags. When he screamed "Pile" at Jim Neighbors, the room froze. Neighbors whispered, "That man isn't acting." But the show's dark machinery started instantly. Producers demanded Sutton gain 30 pounds of menacing muscle. His diet, steak, eggs, and amphetamines supplied by studio nutritionist Dr. Ross. They called them Focus Vitamins, revealed makeup artist Linda Douglas. Frank took 3 before every rage scene. His heart raced at 140 beats per minute during takes. Behind the laughs, Sutton was unraveling. During season 2's infamous Gomer Goes to Jail episode, he suffered a minor heart attack mid-scene. Director Gene Reynolds ordered, "Print it." His gasping sells Carter's fury. Sutton vomited blood in his trailer during lunch break. CBS billed it as food poisoning. Neighbors became an unwilling accomplice. Frank would grip my arm so hard during scenes, I'd bruise, he admitted in 1998. One day he whispered, "If I fall, keep laughing." I thought it was a bit. Now I know he meant it. Toby Sutton watched her husband's slow unraveling. By 1971, Frank needed nitroglycerin tablets just to walk on set. Yet interviews showed only the grinning patriot. Why the lie? Sutton feared pity. After playing America's toughest sergeant, admitting weakness felt like treason. But the real cover-up went deeper. Studio contracts included health clauses. Actors could be replaced if deemed uninsurable. Sutton's lawyer leaked this in 2004. CBS knew about his heart condition since 1968. They'd even hired a private nurse to inject him with B12 vitamins before live tapings, calling it energy boosters. Worse, Sutton's war trauma resurfaced violently. During a 1972 Jim Neighbors Hour sketch, he mistook a stage explosion for artillery fire. Witnesses say he tackled Neighbors, screaming "incoming" before collapsing. The incident was erased from tapes, labeled a comedic misfire. His son Joe later confessed, "Dad kept a loaded .45 in his dressing room, not for protection, for the memories he couldn't escape." Even as he filmed musical numbers, an oxygen tank sat hidden behind scenery. Network execs joked about his wheezing. Frank's doing his Darth Vader impression again. When a sound engineer leaked recordings of Sutton gasping between takes to Variety, he was fired overnight. The real tragedy? Sutton believed he deserved the punishment. His final diary entry, "Weakness is betrayal. The men I left on Luzon didn't get second chances." Desperate to escape typecasting, Sutton joined a grueling dinner theater tour. Love, Sex, and the IRS demanded 6 shows weekly across 14 states. Pay? Barely gas money. Promoters sold tickets using his military past. See Sergeant Carter live. But Sutton was crumbling. In Memphis, he forgot entire scenes. Something unthinkable for a pro. Stagehands found him staring blankly at props, whispering, "Which beach is this?" Colleagues begged him to quit. He'd lost 30 pounds. His hands shook during love scenes. But the tour's producer, Marty Stein, had a reputation for exploiting faded stars. Contract loopholes fined Sutton $5,000 per canceled show, his entire episode fee from Gomer Pyle. Stein even boasted to investors, "We'll milk Carter till he drops." New evidence exposes the final betrayal. On June 26, 1974, 2 days before Sutton's death, a Shreveport doctor examined him backstage. The diagnosis? Imminent cardiac event. He ordered immediate hospitalization, but Stein intercepted the report, telling Sutton, "The show's sold out. You walk, you bankrupt us." Sutton's reply, "I'll die standing." In Shreveport, temperatures hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit. No AC backstage. His co-star Linda Kay later testified Frank's lips were blue. He kept rubbing his left arm. During intermission, I begged him to stop. He smiled and said, "The audience paid to see the sergeant, not some coward." His final text to Toby, "Feel like hell. Break a leg tonight." She never saw it until after. Autopsy reports vanished for weeks. CBS issued vague press releases. Sudden tragedy. But leaked 2019 documents reveal a studio war room activated within hours. Legal memos show CBS feared wrongful death suits. Strategy? Blame Sutton. They planted tabloid stories calling him a chain-smoking drunk and pill popper. The smoking gun. Sutton's blood work disappeared. The original coroner, Dr. Arno, swore he'd sent it to LA, but in 2021, a lab tech confessed CBS paid him to misplace the samples. Why? They showed lethal levels of ephedrine, diet pills prescribed by studio doctors to keep Sutton camera slim, even darker. Rival actors spread rumors he'd OD'd on pills or offed himself. Gossip columnist Rona Barrett ran a piece implying guilt over secret affairs. The truth, Sutton's only vice was work. Toby spent $250,000 suing to reclaim his death certificate. When she finally got it, the cause was redacted to natural causes. The ultimate insult? CBS rerun Gomer Pyle marathons during Sutton's funeral. Ratings spiked 38%. A memo from executive Bernie Orenstein surfaced in 2020. Sergeant, Carter's more valuable dead than alive. A storage locker auction unveiled Sutton's war journal. Page after page confessed survivors' guilt. Why did I live when Bobby died on Luzon? He'd turned down cardiac surgery to honor dead comrades by earning his life. His last entry, days before death, audiences want the lion, but the lion's tired. The real villain? An industry that profits from broken men. Frank Sutton's tombstone reads, "Beloved Sergeant," but the real epitaph? CBS's internal memo found in 2022. Sutton's breakdown saved us $1.2 million in stuntmen costs. Every rerun profits from a man who died fearing pity. The ultimate betrayal? His uniform from Gomer Pyle sold at auction last year for $150,000. The buyer? A studio executive's son.